Oh, can't hear you this time. Well, hello, everyone, and welcome to the Roxy Files.
It helps if you hit the unmute button. Hello, Governor.
Hello, dear. Girl got her camera on today. What? Yeah, that
How
was.
is everybody doing? This feels weird.
Yeah, and my computer is being difficult as usual. So I'm on my tablet, but I am in my studio. And I keep wanting to do this, but it literally is useless. So if I do that, don't mind me.
Sorry, I had a grandbaby come in and update me on his current chore. He's working on money for the book fair. He's like, Nanny, I put clothes in the washing machine. Hello, everyone. Welcome to. We have to, and as everybody can hear, my voice is not all the way back. We got to work on a new intro, girlfriend.
Yes.
Yeah, we need to work on a combined intro because Shannon and I originally decided to do separate channels. I don't think we have separate channels. We just have combined channels. We're not doing anything in this world without each other anymore.
It's pretty much.
Like from the time we wake up until we go to sleep. Unless Shannon's with her husband, we're together.
Pretty much. And
Pretty
sometimes
much.
he's stuck with us being together anyways. Getting dragged in the conversation.
Well, hello everybody that's with us. We got Diana, Cash, Big E, and Miss K. We're first in the gate tonight. Y'all win, first in the door. We got Clayton. Hello, brother. Hello.
What's up, buddy?
We got to get him on.
Yeah. I'm trying to shoot for this week. Maybe we could even get him on Ryan. That would be a really crazy conversation. We could really blow Ryan's mind.
Oh my gosh. Compassionate virtuosity. That's a big old name. That's a whole lot of spelling going on there, boo boo. Black Awakening. Yes, this is a very deep subject. But if you have not watched this show, dun, 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 the Supernatural show, the series, the television series, not our other channel that we're on all the time, but this is an actual television series with the Winchester brothers that lasted 15 seasons, I think it is.
Yep.
And sorry, guys, I still don't have all my voice back. This is a list of the critters that they talk about. There were angels, demons, deities, ghosts, the four horsemen, the Leviathan, shapeshifters, vampires, and werewolves. Well, does that sound familiar?
Just a little. Hello? Oh, you back
Sorry,
on mute.
grandbaby. No, grandbaby
Okay,
walked in.
got you.
Don't worry about my clothes, honey. I'll get those. Thank you. He trying to make money. He in here trying to wash my clothes now. Hey, Mike. Sorry, guys. Grandbabies come first.
Always.
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 Always. Grandbabies come first. But this is a show. If you've not watched it, I think I've seen it front to back probably 5 or 8 times by now. Shannon has just started it. I know Mike has seen it. There's a lot of things in this show that seem to be very similar to everything that we're discovering now in life.
And there's a huge connection
Right?
to X Files, which you have not seen, but I have am like the
No.
same way with Supernatural for you was X Files for me. And I'll still watch those episodes. And they're connected. They have the same people who are involved who are actually also involved with the X Files as well as Pluribus, Supernatural. Like they all have interconnections. And there's a lot of similar feels in all those shows. They're all trying to tell you the same thing.
Well, and even in this show, one of the main characters in there is Crowley. And I mean, it's just there's angels. They're guarding the good guys, and one of the good guys is they're trying to take him over and make him the Antichrist. And him and his brother are hunting monsters, which are the demons and the ghosts and the werewolves. And you end up finding out at the end, Leviathans are the really bad people. They're poisoning the food to make the people fat and slow so they can catch them, torture them, eat them, and then grind them up and put them back in the fast food. Sound familiar?
Yep.
You know, theory and entertainment purposes only kind of stuff, but yeah. Hmm.
So what's interesting, and I'm, of course, guys, I'm like super super in the beginning. I'm only in season 2. And there's still like a ton of them, but I keep seeing like over and over and over repeated in this storyline already so far a connection to the Black Awakening, as these people are like Sam. He's the one that is obviously meant for something huge, as you had mentioned. Hadn't gotten that far yet, but
Sorry.
no, it's good. I assumed that was kind of where we were going. So he keeps they're finding out there are other kids who are like him, who had the same kind of situations, and this one demon with the yellow eyes, which I've come to find seems to be Azazel or Saturn related. And he is trying to, well, he's basically coming into these kids' dreams and giving them tasks, giving them a like purpose to work on the dark side. And that's literally what this whole Black Awakening is all about. Anybody who has ever heard of
And
Russ
the MK
Dizdar
Ultra.
and the MK, all of this, like the super soldiers, all of these things that we've been talking about for years, you know, all of this has to do with the Black Awakening. And what that is, right? Just for anybody who's never heard of this or knows about Russ Dizdar and his work and all of that, is the the little man with the mustache. Back then, he had other SS officers working for him. One of them was getting dreams and channeling, right, from demons, telling him that he needed to start working a program with what they quoted as the Black Awakening, super soldiers with different tasks and abilities to be put in place in the end times. And when the frequency goes off, when the trigger hits, every single one of those people will already be in place, already know exactly what they're supposed to do to bring in the end times moment as the abyss opens and everything is insane.
Well,
So,
let me give you another idea on that.
okay.
Those people that are supposed to awaken and do their task,
Hmm.
um, there's a whole lot of people that were boys that now think they're girls that out there have them pals that are out there awakening and going with people and
Right.
probably would have never done that.
This is the whole point, is this is we're in the Black Awakening, guys. These things are happening. These children who were trained and have certain bloodlines and certain things where they are open more towards this type of spiritual battle. They are MK'd to a point, and put having these altars put in them. That's why they them is a big thing to pop off in events. And when the major thing happens, they're going to be like this, and everyone is going to have their specific duty and know exactly what they're supposed to do. I mean, I cannot tell you how many of us who have been in the programs actually know how to put together an AR-14 within seconds. I've never done that in my life, but I can do it.
Girl, let me tell you, I can pick a AAA battery off as
Mm,
far as you can visually see the target. I've been able to do that since I was a small child with a
mm,
22 rifle, no less, not a big caliber gun. AAA batteries. My ex-husband thought it was funny one time to set them up and show people how I could do it. Don't know how.
right. Well, right, when you think about how we've brought up the gateway programs, how we've been looking through the Epstein files and finding all these connections with different experimentations with kids and people and their abilities and training them to enhance them. So now you kind of get an even better idea why all of us gate kids have all this like suppressed knowledge, have all this training and abilities that we technically don't, can't just like tap into, but they can literally snap a finger with their ways to turn it on. I mean, luckily a lot of us who have, been saved, who have come to the kingdom of God to work for the most high, we that training is null and void. God has taken that all away, and we have a mission
But
for him.
unfortunately, there's something that come with that switch, our pattern recognition,
Yeah.
and it turns you into a human lie detector, and it makes you very disappointed in human beings in general because you can tell. You will find out if you pay attention. You can tell in every conversation if any one of those words is a lie, a half truth, or they're omitting something. Right on down to like microscopic muscle twitching in people's faces.
Mm,
When you see it, you know it. And once you figure out you can see it, there's no unseeing it anymore.
right. Well, and see, is in this show, it is showing you and expressing to you that there are certain children and people who have been born with these abilities because they have the bloodlines. This is one of the reasons why they are so obsessive over looking for genetic anomalies like the Rh negative, the um, heterochromia eyes, different, very rare colored eyes, certain types of genetic factors, blonde, red hair, those types of things, because those people are genetically already tied on a heavier basis to the Nephilim. And I say this, and you see me, right? I am obviously one of those people, okay? But God, I mean God, the Most High, the the Father of all creation, had a different plan for me. I was already His. So just know there's hope. And a lot of these Black Awakening kids are about to be woken up by the Most High and said, no, no, I got plans for you much greater than these evil demonic beings do. But know, though, that there are still a lot of those guys out there. So,
Well, and there are so many people. This hoodie is not working for me, girl. I'm about to burn up in this hoodie. But we're in it to win it now. We just gonna snatch this bad boy up. Should have got a fan in here tonight.
I am perpetually cold. So, I don't know.
I'm hot. I don't know. I got hot in here, but it's these lights. I got to change the lights in here. But this room is still a work in progress. We are gonna see a lot of people wake up, and you're gonna start seeing people who you thought were completely asleep. I've already had this moment with Shannon today when I told her somebody I thought was asleep. We're having a conversation, and it was just like vomit come out of her mouth about the pokey jabbies. And all of a sudden, I was like, "What did you say, Willis?" It's happening. everywhere. It's happening.
Yeah, it is. And I mean that's just the part of when when we when we really talk about forgiveness, it's important because we were meant for these kinds of things, but we were forgiven. We were forgiven by the Most High because we accepted that gift.
Well,
And
if you look at the people in the Bible that Jesus chose to be his people to accompany him on his mission, these were not people that were standing in front of the pulpit. These were thieves, liars, womanizers, drunks. They were people who had been through some crap in their life. If you've not been through the valley, you cannot appreciate the mountaintop. A roller coaster is only good if it goes up and comes down and goes up and comes down. Riding around and around in a circle, that's called a merry-go-round, and you ain't gonna ride it very long. You got to know the dark to understand the value of the light.
Mhm.
You can't appreciate food until you've been hungry. You can't appreciate water until you've been thirsty. And that is the reason we were hidden for so long before we come to where we are now with being chosen for a purpose. And people ask me what I do. Like, well, what are you doing now for a living? Well, I don't know that I make a living at it, but my job is to get on here, be loud, and save the world. I'm trying to save the world one soul at a time. And even if the people I'm talking to are already saved, they're already on the right path, that's my family now. And our camaraderie, our community of joining each other and supporting each other is what's going to save this world.
Exactly. For anybody who, might doubt this Black awakening thing, right? Um, this this whole thing comes straight out of the mouths of these people who worship Satan, the ones who have been perpetrating these horrific traumatizations to compartmentalize your brain, to put in these altars and demons. They've been behind that the whole time, you know? So out of their mouths, they literally expressed all this, showed Russ Dizdar and his wife throughout all of these years what the truth is of this Black awakening and where it comes from. And in that process, Russ Dizdar has, I believe, saved a lot of souls by helping them to awaken from their programming and to let those people know that there is a way out. And even people who don't understand that this trigger is within them, this is now the most important time to understand that, so you can rebuke it and really, really get that armor on. Because if you're not solid in your relationship with the Most High, though the triggers can still get you enough to where it can cause turmoil. I'm not saying it's going to take you over completely, but you're going to have an inner battle. You're going to have some duality action going on if you're not, in that relationship status with the Most High, because that is your only protection. This stuff is insane. The stuff that we've been discussing with Clayton and everybody, it's like this ancient technology that's making a comeback is some serious stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah. I see your, sir, I see your fire comments over there. I'm reading the phone and I'm doing this. I love you too. Just give me a minute. Anyway, um,
I'm like, we got cameras on today. I'm trying not to.
yeah, we got cameras on. I'm trying not to. Well, there's one thing I learned in all of these Satan's hemorrhoids files when I've searched some keywords. He is Satan's hemorrhoid.
I know. I haven't used any lexicon stuff today. I'm bad. Sorry.
Oh, I don't care. Listen, if they cancel one channel, we got another one. If they cancel that one, we'll build another one. Because I can promise you, these people in this audience, these are our people, and they'll come find us. Half of them have my cell phone number. Because Miss K, if Miss K can't find me, Miss K will email me. I promise you, won't you, honey? Because you love me and I love you. But anyway, in the Satan's hemorrhoids files, as I was looking through them, I was looking at one thing, the devil's lettuce. Just for anybody who's unaware of my preference, I don't know if you can see it with my lights in here. My cup says I love weed, by the way.
Chopping up the broccoli.
Yeah. It tells you in those files that anybody that they were trying to control, they did not want them to have access to cannabis whatsoever, because anyone who has access to cannabis and partakes, whether it be through eating, drinking, smoking, slathering it on your skin, reduces the ability for your brain to be manipulated. But they did push alcohol, cocaine, and pharmaceuticals, because all of those interfered with your pineal gland and allowed you to be more manipulated. But
Mhm.
the more you smoke, the less you could be manipulated. So, I mean, oh my gosh, there goes the ring. Oh, it's a lot
Mhm.
sometimes when that happens. Can you turn down the volume, please, sir? I'd appreciate that. Anyway, I got it. It's been like that for a couple of months. The humming, whistling sound. Sometimes when I hit on certain things, it's like the volume ratchets up. Don't need a straight jacket. I'm fine. I
Mhm.
promise. Yeah, it disables their mind control.
Yeah. Sometimes mine will get into the eye twitch, and I'll be like,
Yep.
"Yeah, yeah, mm-hmm, mm-hmm."
Look like you got Tourette's over there. But there are some people out there who have never partaken of the broccoli, the devil's lettuce, the cannabis, the whatever you want to call it. It's weed, it's marijuana. It is not a drug. It is a plant that grows in the ground. You take the plant, you set it on fire, you go, that's not a drug. That's an herb. It is no different than taking an herb, a rose. This is a rose off of a bush my grandbaby picked for me. Taking these petals, putting them in water, and drinking them. This is a plant from our Father in heaven that was put on this earth for us. If it has a seed or it bears a fruit, it is for you. Go read the book. If you've never partaken, before you make judgment, I would suggest you go partake, because everything you've ever been told about that plant before was a construed, propagandized lie to get you to buy alcohol instead of a natural remedy. But I'll get off that soapbox.
But if you do try, just be careful that it is an
Yes.
organic, like not messed with. Like there's been a lot of excessive pumping up this substance, and if you're new, be very careful
Yeah, be very careful.
and
Like,
stay away from edibles if you're new. Just
yeah,
do it.
no,
Okay?
no. Do it with an experienced partner.
Yeah.
And if you ever partake too much, your best friend is orange juice.
Orange juice and sleep.
Yep.
Full
It
sleep.
will cut your high in half and reduce the length of time. Another side note, which probably does not pertain to our audience, but I'm going to put this out there. There are some people who participate or use other substances. If you do use other substances, that's all you, boo boo. Ain't nobody judging. You do what you got to do. Be careful. In Mexico, as we talked about on yesterday's show, they just took out a big cartel leader. This man had a $15 million bounty on his head to be taken out. So if you felt like the Americans or the American government had something to do with your El Jefe being, how would you get back at them? Everything you were sending across the border, you'd load that bad boy with fentanyl. Yeah, be careful if you're playing with the angel dust, because I'm telling you, she liable to dust you on out of here.
This
Just
word,
saying.
see, that worries me. I have a family member who's really into the brown, chasing the dragon, and that's a big problem. So I'm going to be in prayer.
Well, if you're mad at a bunch of Americans, that would be the best way to do it. And I feel like in the next 30 to 90 days, you're going to see the overdose rates skyrocket. And I don't know why I feel that. It's just something that hit me and occurred to me with everything that's going on in Mexico. Just watch
That's the
out.
spirit girl telling you to get praying on that.
And
And
I'm
us
not
to get
advocating
praying
for it.
on that.
No, the only thing right here, that's the only thing I will advocate for. If you've not tried it, try it. If you don't want to, don't. Listen, I tried it as a teenager. I did not like it. I saw little green men. I had a bad experience. I ripped the medicine cabinet off the wall and tried to hit my husband with it. Yeah. There was a female in the house that wore a lot of makeup. I was getting ready. I come out the bathroom after smoking, and he had lipstick on his lips. He had picked up her beer bottle with lipstick on it and took a swallow. But you couldn't justify that in my mind. I don't know what was in it. So when he told me I was crazy, I proceeded to go to the bathroom, removed the whole medicine cabinet from the wall, mirror cabinet, and everything with its contents, come back in the kitchen, flip it around and show it to him, and then try to whack him with it. Now, y'all, I'm 5'4" at best. My ex-husband was 6', 6'1", 300 pounds. So that wasn't a wise maneuver anyway, but that was the only time. But once I got cancer and knew what I was doing, this got me off 27 medications after cancer a day. Hang on, I got a grandbaby that wants sugar. I got to cut the camera off.
Okay. I mean, I have a passing out condition, and it is closely related to epilepsy, and it helped save me from a lot. And they tried to put me on all kinds of pharmaceuticals throughout all of my issues and things, and especially the spinal injury, and none of them ever worked out for me. They all did horrible things to me, and this whole time, that's been the one thing that's been okay and doesn't make me weird.
Well, I'm putting a website in the comments. It's called Leafly. It is a very good reference site for cannabis strains, what each strain does, things of that nature. Where I'm at, it's not a legal state. So we're just going to say that I'm talking about theories and pipe dreams here, okay? Because I'm not in a legal state. Anyway, educational purposes and everything.
Well, this is one of those plants that can help reattach your compartmentalized brain. It helps to, as Roxy had mentioned, with manipulation. It's a lot harder to manipulate a mind that's put back together than it is fragmented. So, that being said, there's, I believe hemp has some of those properties within it. If you wanted some, or CBD or any of those kinds of things, there's stuff out there if you don't want the
And
full.
do not buy gas station products.
No. Oh my gosh. Or any of those things that claim to be like an alternative that you can get at a smoke shop. I've seen
Oh
a
God,
lot of
no.
people do like that. That will mentally mess you up. I've seen things. Don't touch that stuff. And please God, anyone who has children or grandchildren, keep them away from salvia. Salvia is something you can get at a smoke shop. It is legal, but it is
Mm. Bad
closely
business.
related to the gypsum weed. You know what I'm saying? And it is a terrible, terrible, terrible thing. And I can speak this from experience. So
My
educate your
dingbat
kids
son,
on salvia.
my dingbat son went to work one day, and some boy he worked with talked him into smoking that with him. My kid went missing from work. We found him buck naked on the side of the road.
Oh yeah.
Some random strangers found him and brought him home. Like
Mhm.
hours later, he started walking home from work and just started stripping his clothes off, and then laid down side the road because he was hot. Middle of
Yeah.
summer.
It can give you a almost bath salts kind of a thing.
Yeah,
Just educate your kids about salvia because
it's dangerous.
kids are dumb. Kids are dumb. I mean, they're smart, but they're dumb. Okay.
They're dumb. I was dumb. They're
I
dumb.
I was super
I
dumb.
was stupid.
I was stupid as a young adult. Okay, it doesn't just go away the
Trust
second
me.
you become an
I
adult.
still have stupid moments. I went shopping this morning with my daughter. That was stupid. Grown child like to broke me before I could get back home.
Enough said. I know exactly.
I love my children. I love my children. I've not killed them yet. I love my children. I will kill somebody else for my children. Now, are there times I'd like to whack a mole in the head with them? Absolutely.
It's
But they
called
still
the
mine.
Italian backhand. You know.
That's called a factory reset in the South, baby. Right upside that head. Reset.
That's the Italian back. You're like right in the back of your head. Like, what are you doing?
Hello, Tina. Hello.
Uh,
Are you talking about the why is it legal? Oh, she must be talking about that. What do you call it? A salvia?
salvia. God, don't ask me why it's
Salvia.
legal. I have no idea why it is. It literally shouldn't be, but it is. And you can get it in any smoke shop.
Well, and the only reason cannabis isn't legal is because they're trying to push alcohol. Because they can manipulate you if you're on the alcohol. They can't manipulate you if you're on the devil's lettuce.
Yeah, that is 100%. I've done more stupid things. But
Cash, ain't you right? Don't never go grocery shopping after you smoked. You will buy everything on the snack aisle. Everything. I got up the other morning. I've been like this. Y'all know I've been sick for a week and I haven't been able to smoke. That is my anxiety medicine. Listen, one of the main reasons in this world I have never committed a homicide is because of cannabis. I have not had any cannabis in a week. I've been nearly homicidal multiple times. A lot of prayer because I didn't have no cannabis. Because every time I'd go, it was, and I end up throwing up. It's too much.
that's sadness. Well,
I
we
smoked
trailed off
and ordered
here.
breakfast and ended up with a dozen Krispy Kreme to go on top of it.
It's a good thing I don't have a Krispy Kreme near me. It's a good thing. I don't really. I'm not a big donut. But okay, we have gone so off topic as usual. But
Welcome to the Roxy Files with
welcome.
Roxy and Shannon.
So, have you had a chance to really look into much of this Black Awakening stuff?
Nothing more than like what we've talked about and stuff. I know a lot of it is MK Ultra And from what I can tell, a lot of this is pre-staged to mind control is basically what it is. And I honestly believe this is part of what the GATE program was for.
Exactly.
To select those super soldiers to pre-program so they could flip the switch on us and turn us into their little walking demons.
Exactly. And if you add the other stuff on top of it that we've figured out from the butthole files, right? That genetic manipulation is a huge part of it. And what does that again remind us of? Nothing new under the sun, as in the days of Noah, so shall be the days of the end. So we've been genetically manipulated for a couple of generations now, is you know what I'm saying, but now they're at a level to where like the twinning stuff that goes along with it, the cloning, the twinning stuff, all of these advanced technologies that they want to integrate in with those who have been genetically manipulated and also have that genetic structure already. So that's a big part. I mean, there's already a lot of people out there who have already been integrated into this technology. They've been the guinea pigs. And a few of them have come out over the years who have escaped and become whistleblower, but have quickly disappeared, you know? So this has been going on for a while, and a big part of all those experimentations back in the the mustache man's time was figuring out all these genetic things to work with to integrate that technology within it. What were you gonna say?
Nothing. I was looking something up. I'm gonna
No.
show you some twins.
Mm.
This is what we're talking about with the twins. These are actresses. Those two are completely separate, and those two are completely separate, but they're twins and don't even realize it.
I mean, if people have really come to the understanding that there are baby farms out there, maybe now you can kind of get an idea what this baby farm action was really about. Yes, of course, we see a lot of inverted people in our faces in the elite structure, so they also need their, specific genetically connected and tied members to make babies for them. But there's a whole other section to baby farming, and it is all about the twinning program and genetically modified babies and cloning, but in birthing through or you know women that are actually real. Sure, they can grow them, they have plenty of those, but this specific twinning program is to get these abominations out there and with families to become another elitist, another part of the bloodlines, another, super soldier in their department.
And just in case anybody don't know, that lady right there with them big old hoop earrings, that's evil. Evil walking.
You have some dirt on this particular individual
That one,
specifically? Yeah.
she's married to Will Smith.
Oh, that's right, as Jada.
That's
I didn't.
right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
You know, right? That was Tupac's girl.
Yep.
Why am I continuing to talk in this mic? Not that you guys can see me, but it's just cracking me up. That's fine.
Her mic's not hooked up. Oh, and by the way, I was just told We can no longer call it the devil's lettuce because that's giving Satan credit for a good thing. So we're gonna call
That's
that
right.
Jesus's flour from now on.
Ooh, I like that. The Most High's flower. Flower of the
Yeah,
Most High. Which
and
again was used back in the
holy
temple days
herb.
for communication because the Most High really was loved the scent of it. It was like,
Shannon, look at
hmm,
these two. Our
no,
man is on there.
gosh darn it. Of course, of course,
Of course.
of course. Yeah, there's no
That one right there is
coincidences.
creepy.
Yeah,
That is
there's
just
no
creepy.
coincidences that these people are like spot on. you know? And
No.
think about this. When you were born, right? You have the first thing they do in the hospital is prick your foot, the heel of your foot, to take blood
Mm-hmm.
and keep it in, their files. They'll always have a sample of your DNA and blood since the moment you were born. So if you think about that and what could possibly come from that, how many of us might have a twin out there that we're not aware of? You hear of doppelgangers. This is like bringing it to a whole new level.
Uh-huh. I've actually there's somebody local that looks like me. And Lord, I hope that woman ain't a crackhead because everybody thinks I am she and she is me.
Yeah. See. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, these right here are just scary. Like we know a good portion of these people are just evil, but that girl right there on the left, the girl, them eyes she got, that just says I don't
Mm-hmm.
just
Well, unfortunately, too, in this particular type of experimentation in the twinning, a lot of the times the sex of that twin is manipulated
oh, and I found a
because
new
they
trick for figuring out whether it's a he or a she. Clavicles.
clavicles. And again, I always gotta look at them in a bathing suit, like some TMZ like threw up there. Like a surprise. You're at a beach day and you look terrible kind of thing because that hasn't been altered. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So therefore, you can see if there's an Adonis belt or not, if they got hips. One of the biggest ones is shoulder to hip ratio. When you're looking, or the way they are walking downstairs or something, because there are specific forensic things in biology that determine that you can visually see if a person is who they say they are.
Well, you can actually take a video of somebody's gait, and I don't know if you know this or not, there is a whole forensic occupation of people studying other people's walking gait, of
Yeah.
when you walk as to how it happens, the stride of it, the distance between your knees when you walk. A woman's hips, pelvic region, is naturally wider than my child is naturally wider than a man's because it has to birth. There was a part in the Satan's hemorrhoids files that tells you that I'm not giving his name credit. He is demonic, and I'm not giving him credit because he's no better than a hemorrhoid. He just needs to be cut off. Just
Yeah.
because
I'll call it what you call
that didn't happen in that jail cell. That
it.
that monster is still out here walking around. So is
Mhm.
she.
Mhm.
Oh, anyway, can't get on that soapbox. We'll be there all night. By the way, I'm making a large sticker to go on the back of my truck that says "Dead pedophiles do not re-offend," and I'm talking like 6-inch letters. I want to go all the way across the back of that quad cab Z71. Talk smack. I will run over you. Try me. Told you.
Mhm.
I've been short on the cannabis. I'm high on the homicide. Anyway, what was I saying?
You were talking about the butthole files
Oh,
and
yeah.
them and the trains.
I lost it. Completely
No,
lost it.
I
I hate it when that. Yeah, I hate it when that happens.
mean, we were talking
I
about
think
the
Pink is a
baby.
man.
Well, Pink is a man.
Pink
You
is a
know,
man.
sorry, Mom, if you're watching, but I'm going to throw you under the bus for a minute. I had this conversation with my mom so many times, and for the longest time, but she's like, I've seen pictures of her with her pregnant belly. And I was like, oh, how about the Moon Bump Company? That's in, like, I'm sending her stuff that's like in all the movies. That's what all the actors use and all this stuff. I mean, Beyonce has obviously used it. And I'm like, you cannot trust any of these pictures because let me send you some pictures of her in a bikini.
Um, uh, uh, that chick that was married to Prince Andrew, Fergie, the
Yeah.
Princess Fergie, she come out.
Oh, Charles. You mean Charles, Prince Charles, or who's now king. That's Fergie.
No, that was
Yeah.
Diana and Camilla. Andrew was
I thought
married to
was
Fergie.
Fergie. Oh, I thought her name was Wow. Okay, go for it.
Um, uh, she had photos and told a story that for 3 months prior to old Megan girl marrying old boy, that she was on the boat with Andrew, and that her whole pregnancy was faked. She's never had a baby. That was a baby that them lizard people gave her.
Yep. From the baby farms.
Sorry, I got
You don't know how many um hidden family members there are in these uh royal bloodlines, and for years they have been using them for baby farming. This is actually nothing new. I mean, you just look at all of the first ladies throughout the
the
whole
first
history.
men. The first men.
Yeah, throughout the whole history of America. Okay, no,
Everybody.
no one of them.
Everybody in the club had a wing wang. I mean,
Yeah. Okay, so those babies came from baby farms that have already been existing for a long time with hidden family members who were either not pretty enough or whatever. They weren't chosen to be in the front lines. Everybody's heard of the mysterious what was it, sister, right, of the Queen of England, who was hidden away forever, like no one knew she even existed. Or like the Kennedy sister who was lobotomized and has been hidden away.
well, do you know about Nero's wife dying? And he had a young boy that looked like her and had him castrated?
Yep. Oh, and that's another thing.
Nothing new.
See, because castratis, the last castrati that was like considered one, which is where they, take off your manhood, not the full thing, but the baby making thing. They used to It used to be an extremely high honor in your family if you had a young boy whose voice was beautiful and golden, and they would castrate the young child. The parents would sell them to the Vatican to castrate them, to keep their beautiful golden voice forever, and then they would, basically be slaves to the Vatican, and were praised and all these things, but they had terrible, terrible lives. The last known castrati died in the 1950s. They never actually outlawed this. They never truly banned this. All you're seeing is a bunch of castratis that have been made to pretend they're women now. So it's just never changed. It's always been the same thing. And these parents are still selling their kids for this purpose.
Well, two things. My brain is clicked in, and I remember what I was remembering from the hemorrhoid files. Nigerian women. In those files, they were seeking, we talk about traits that they were particularly seeking: RH negative, hexachromia eyes, red hair, extra vertebrae in your back, high IQ. That's why Shannon and I know we're on the list. We're probably at the top of it because we're loud and we don't shut up, but come at me. But one of the other traits they were looking for was women who have a genetic marker related to Nigerians. And I'm not talking about black or white. I'm talking about just the continent of Nigeria. Women who have Nigerian DNA, some little part of it, are built different physically.
You have it on your notes, yes.
I'm not doing the whole, I'm not standing up, Shannon. Anyway, a normal human being has a little bit of a sway in their back. Nigerian genetics has a lot of sway in our back, and your butt looks like a bubble that sticks out. It's black girl booty. I have such black girl booty, I cannot sink. It is physically impossible for me to sink. I have tried it. I have put weights on my leg and been to the bottom of an Olympic sized swimming pool, and it doesn't matter what I do, my butt pops out of the water. I cannot sink. I may drown, but my body will not sink because I would be head down, butt up. But that was actually something that they were seeking in those files. They were seeking people of certain genetic compositions to mix and match to try to make a chimera of their choosing for the perfect human breeder. Because us Nigerian big bootied women have better birthing hips, evidently.
You know what movie literally taught is like the perfect example of this? Get Out. Get Out. Because what are they doing, right? They're like mind controlling these beautiful African American people and trying to get them, docile and mind controlled because they're going to take out their consciousness, put it in something else, and then put it in someone else and put their consciousness in their body because they are physically more capable and like built for awesome stuff. So they are using the body, putting the consciousness of the messed up sick person or whatever, and then transferring that consciousness into someone else as like a mind control slave. That is like one of the most perfect examples in a movie I could totally
Listen,
scenario.
if these morons wanted to try to get in here and put somebody else in here with me, all 27 of me is full. We get up in the morning and it's like, spin the wheel, heifer. Who we gonna be today? Try me. I mean,
Well,
that's just.
they're obsessed with transferring
Oh
consciousness.
yeah.
That's a huge thing. I mean, that this is the end game for them is transhumanism because in their stupidity, they honestly think the Most High can't reach in in the metaverse or something.
Well, they've been so into this cloning, and their souls are stuck here. So that's why they do this incestuous breeding and cloning, is trying to keep the soul within the family. So if they can just transfer consciousness from one body to another, they don't have to worry about figuring out which kid that transferred into and waking them up to make them realize that they were a monster that was already here before. If they can just transfer that information to a new body, they can just keep going, and they become more and more powerful.
Well, yeah, true Satanists truly believe if they're high up in the chain, when they pass on, that their consciousness ends up in their next of kin. So,
Hmm.
in the next birth child, and it's supposed to keep going that way. Although I will say there's a very interesting interview out there with this woman who knew Anton LaVey very, very well and was there when he passed away. And he truly believed, Anton LaVey really truly believed, that that was what was going to happen. His consciousness was going to transfer on to the next of kin, blah, blah, blah. Well, as he was dying, he started saying, oh no, something's wrong. I've been wrong this whole time. And like, I believe he was seeing, you know, Satan coming to take him. Okay.
The hellhounds
It
was
was a big
barking.
lie. It was a big lie. And he knew at that time, I was wrong. I'm not moving on. I'm
My
going
bad.
into the darkness. My contract be up. Okay. So, you know, just saying, that is that's a lie. They've been told a lie. Sure, these Nephilim and the fallen angels, they can move from body to body because they're stuck here, and they're using these cloned baby farm things to keep that going. And this is kind of where Roxy and I feel like, butthole dude, the hemorrhoid from hell. Hemorrhoid from hell.
There you
Hey,
go.
there we
Double H.
go.
There we go. Double
Hemorrhoid
H.
from hell. We got it. So the hemorrhoid from hell. We're pretty sure that him and that bar dude and a bunch of the other dudes that are all hanging out together are all in these fallen lines and really are these beings using cloned bodies and things through these baby farms and whatever technology to keep going.
And we had this conversation the other day about Elvis. But if you were going to go into, let's just say, witness protection program, we're going to use Elvis as a hypothetical because it's the easiest to use. We love you, Mr. Bob. Anyway,
Love you.
just went to Graceland a couple of years ago. Okay, I want to go back. I have a whole new set of eyes to go with now. Anyway, um, if you were going to go into witness protection, whether you're a good guy or a bad guy, it would not hurt for you to be in witness protection if a good percentage of the population was trying to impersonate you. So if you wanted to be Elvis and you wanted to walk among everybody else, my God, Shannon, what you doing?
Struggling. It's fine.
Struggling. She's on the struggle bus. But if you wanted to be among the population and not be recognized as noticeably, why not talk everybody into being Elvis impersonators or Charlie Kirk impersonators or Michael Jackson or have legends in concert for actresses and actresses where everybody around the world wants to dress up and see if they can be like you. That's the easiest way to disappear if you got a bunch of doppelgangers. Just like old Double H there, Mr. Hemorrhoid. Who's to say he doesn't have multiple doppelgangers out there so that he can jump amongst us?
I believe, too, Clayton, as I'm giving you a shout out again, yes, he had brought up something very interesting to me today, and it had to do with golems. And I am very aware of how obsessive the Kabbalists are all about their golems. Like, it's a big thing. I mean, Lord of the Rings, guys, like, it's a thing. There's a lot of movies out there actually on this subject matter. But, the hemorrhoid from hell was trying to create a robotic one for himself. So the fact that they're doing this with the robotics just kind of helps you to realize a little bit more too how these AI robots are going to be powered and things. They're I'm like struggling. I'm trying to think lexicon words and instead I'm just
Just say it, boo boo. Just say it.
these AI robots are going to be embodied golems. And golems are controlled. They're controlled by whoever created them, and they answer only to that creator. And they are used to usually enforce some kind of, they say it's for protection, but in my research with it, it's been more along the lines as for vengeance or to do harm upon someone that they feel threatened by.
Trying to instill
So
karma on somebody.
golems are no good, and I mean, really, that's kind of what a lot of a lot of the clones stuff is. The NPCs, they don't necessarily have something running it, like that's like they're not necessarily even demonically possessed necessarily. They're being controlled by a controller who has the power over them to do whatever their bidding is, if that makes sense.
I learned a very unique fact the other day.
What's that?
40% of all cell towers you're looking at are not cell phone towers. They are direct energy weapons.
Oh yeah, dudes for
No, no,
sure.
no. I mean, like, they transmit no cell phone traffic signals, no nothing. They are
Mm-hmm.
literally there to do nothing but to target human beings. And I think that, Double H there, hemorrhoid, him putting his genetic sampling in all of them pokey things was for better targeting of the dudes.
Oh, of
Track and
course.
trace.
Well, and as I've mentioned, these smart cities, like I know for a 100% fact that they are going to be putting DNA sensors all over these things. And there's multi purposes for that. But it goes right on along the lines of what we're talking about. And think about how easy it is for them to be able to get a DNA sample with this type of technology.
Mhm.
So, and then you wonder why several years ago you hear of Madonna paying a forensic team to clean up all of her DNA that she, leaves about wherever she goes for like $1 million a day. Wish I had that kind of money to have a freaking forensic team behind me, clearing up all my little skin debris, my
Well,
hair.
see, sometimes I really think about things that my grandma said. My dad's mom, she was way wiser than I ever gave her credit for. Had no idea the kind of things she was telling me. She ain't been wrong yet. She been gone since 1997, and it's on a very, very regular basis. My bad. I should have been listening. She was one of these women. If she went to the beauty shop and had her hair cut, you better sweep her hair up and put it in a bag. She was taking it with her. She weren't leaving her hair behind. Like if she cut her fingernails or toenails, she would literally put a plastic bag over her hand and cut her nails so that her nails would only fall in that bag and she could dispose of the bag.
Mm, that's smart.
She she wasn't letting nobody else get a hold of her DNA. Now,
No,
this was a woman that was born in 1933 and didn't even have a birth certificate. She could never get driver's license. She could read and she could write, don't get me wrong, but highly educated? No. But some of the things she told me about the other side of that veil, if I'd have been listening then, I'd have been 79 steps ahead of where I am right now. And
mm,
she's come back since she's been on the other side, and I've been on this side with eyes open She's let me know she's still there. She waited from 1997 until 2019. And the day a stranger that was pregnant walked up to me, never seen this woman before. She had out of state tags and told me that my dead grandmother sent her to see me. I was at a random gas station getting a bag of ice. I had somebody with me that witnessed it, and we both like had a heart attack. It was wild.
You know, interestingly enough,
Yeah, that's what my grandma used to say. That anybody that had do up.
oh, I was just gonna say, you know, another person who was born without like a birth certificate and all that stuff was Roddy Rod Piper. And he was in what is it? They Live, one of my favorite documentaries.
Mhm.
You know, and the things he was saying right before he died, very young, um, was pretty mind blowing. And he had been off the radar for years and saw, you know, because he saw how the system worked, and he really did. He kept out of it, even being a pro wrestler and all that is pretty interesting. But there's wait a minute, you have this look on your face. What's going on?
I never thought about that. She never had a birth certificate. She was never registered in the system. I had to fight hell and high water to get her Social Security when she got sick. My grandma was born, we think, in 1933. She never had a birth certificate. All of her brothers and sisters did. She didn't. She was the baby, I think. She was born at home, supposedly. My grandmother's knowledge of many things is mind blowing, considering a woman that probably barely ever finished the fourth or fifth grade and spent her whole life working in a furniture factory or on a farm. She never held like a public job, never had a driver's license, did not stop her from driving, just saying. But she never had a driver's license, never had any of that. But I wonder what of that is related to possibly her not being connected into this system of usury.
Yeah, she was never put in the system, you know.
Because the weirdest thing she ever said to me, I was 16, 17 years old, 18, somewhere in that ballpark. I had met my ex-husband, and she told me, she said, if you marry him, you're blocking yourself. I didn't know what that meant. I was like 16, 17 years old. The day that woman walked up to me at that gas station as a complete stranger and asked me what she asked me, I understood what my grandma said when I was 16. I understood it. It wasn't anything against him. It was just that his bloodline and my bloodline were not supposed to. As long as I was with him, my bloodline would not be activated. Because the moment I left him and went on with my life, it was like, I don't regret my life with him. I loved him. We just grew apart. I got two beautiful children because of him. And grandbabies because of that, eventuality. And I wish him all the best. Wait a minute. I'm trying to read comments and talk. I got to get glasses.
I need glasses so bad.
I got like 6 pair. I'll bring you some. And I got, what is today? What is today? Tuesday? I
Today's
have an
too.
eye appointment Thursday. DMV says these are not applicable. I have to go pay $140 to this crooked system of
Mhm.
Satan's butthole to get a letter so I can go get my license because they're expired. Yeah, expired. I missed the window.
Well, I get it. It costs money, so therefore, it's been one of those things that I've had to put off a lot. I'm like, one thing at a time. I got braces, so that's like as good as it gets for the moment. My daughter needs a new car.
Everybody, my daughter got to have a car. We went and looked at cars today, and I'm fixing to have to go through this disaster of helping her find a car. I hate car shopping. Yeah. Hey, Miss Connie. I hate car shopping with this child. I done it for 30 years. She'd be like, Mom, I like that one. I'm like, nope, got a bad rear end. Nope, that model's got bad transmissions. Nope, that one's got bad electrical issues. She's like, what am I supposed to drive? Get a moped. You'll save money. Get a moped. This is why I drive a pickup truck.
I got a mom van. It's all good.
Well, see, I was in the car business long enough. I understood that, and I'm a Chevy girl. I like Chevrolet. But GM pickup trucks don't lose value. Oh, my truck, which is a 2012 quad cab Z71 LTZ, when I bought it, what I paid for it, it is still worth what I paid for it today, 6 years later.
Nice.
She's up there looking at Tahoes and Chargers. I'm like, no, girl, go right over yonder and get you one of them pick 'em up trucks like your mama. Because when you get ready to get rid of it in 6 years, you won't lose no money. I might have done this a minute as a profession. Just listen to me. Yeah, I got to go get an eye exam to renew my driver's license Thursday. So, yeah, another, excuse my French, another damn con.
So, okay. Just to kind of bring it back real quick before we end this broadcast tonight, I wanted to bring this up with the Black Awakening stuff. I need you guys to pay attention to your kids, the kids around you, and grandkids, anybody in the youth who are in these, in school programs, all the stuff that they're dealing with. Pay attention to the things they say, the things they're into, and help to sow seeds of the Most High to really ensure that they are not part of this Black Awakening, that they come to God, that these things don't end up affecting them when they pull that trigger with the frequencies when it switches. We got to work on the kids now, all the kids around you, your kids' friends. Pay attention to those things. I'm going to say something about this because I'm in the midst of a situation right now with a loved one who's young, who's falling into some bad crowds, being coerced and manipulated through peers and things she's into being violent. And, there's a lot going on in this kid right now. And I'm praying for her right now because some things, the Most High has put in my vision and things on this situation is it's going down a very dark path. So we got to pay attention to the kids around us and really step in when you see this stuff happening, to save situations from going down, from another super soldier being activated for another school shooting, or you know what I'm saying. And I say this again from experience, as best friend had done that and fallen suit into this stuff back in the day. And so just pay attention to your kids around you. Really pay attention to what they're into and sow those seeds. Really block that programming from happening, okay? Because you got to pay attention, and not just in ourselves, but in the people around us, but especially the youth, because the kids are the most important and they're being bombarded with stuff that we weren't bombarded with when we were kids. And they all had to go through COVID, the whole lockdown nonsense. So they're already like in a whole nother state of trauma that is like something we didn't experience in that form of development in the programming. So really, really just give them lots of love and light and try and help steer them in a better direction and protect them from this programming that's in there. That's all I got to say.
And get
If we
the
spent
fluoride out of your house.
yes.
Get the fluoride out. And somebody made a comment a while ago about I'm not sure if it was Cash, but somebody was talking about how they thought that Michael Jackson had been, chemically castrated to keep his voice the way it was. They don't even have to give you that anymore. The chemicals in your breakfast cereal, in your Pop Tarts, in your flour, in your bread, in your everything. It's atropine. It's sprayed on all grain products.
But whoever said that, you are literally right on the money. You are literally right on the money. They chemically altered him as a child and onwards to keep his voice at a level. So yes. And yes. I was like,
Well,
ding ding ding.
I watched a documentary one time, and I'm about out of voice, guys. I know y'all see me coughing. I'm just dried out. I watched a documentary one time on post cereal, how post cereal came to be. I'm I'm a I'm a nerd. I'm a nerd. I like how it's made. The show how it's made. If you
Yeah,
ever
me
have a
too.
bad habit of eating a food, just watch how it's made. You won't eat it no more. But this was one of those documentaries on how Post and Kellogg cereals and stuff come to be. It was a psychiatrist at a mental hospital making this like corn mixture because, okay, everybody had nervous stomach in the mental ward that he was running. He had a lot of teenagers. All these teenagers wanted to do was hump each other. He realized once he's putting this cereal, it reduced their hormones. They didn't want to hump each other all day. Well,
Interesting, because
this very
Kellogg,
same chemical, or it might have been Post. It was one of them.
well, I,
I'll find a documentary
Kellogg's
for you.
same kind. This it has the same MO, so it's very interesting. I'm sure this is Post, but like Kellogg's has the same kind of MO, except it wasn't like a mental institution. It was like a wellness center
Maybe
run
that's
by
what
that.
it was. And the
Yeah,
brother stole the idea or something.
yeah, that's Kellogg's.
That's the
Kellogg's,
one.
but
Yeah.
Kellogg's and Post are pretty much like, you know what I'm
Well,
saying.
this chemical, atropine, I think it's how you pronounce it, atropine. This is the one, if you put it in a swimming pool and put 400 male bullfrogs in there, what they call super males, like
Hmm.
super males, um, a good many of them will grow ovaries and give birth to babies. It chemically changes a boy to a girl. This is what they spray all your grains with. Let's say you have a field full of wheat, and you got a hurricane coming, and that wheat is about to bloom, and you need to get it out the field, but it's not quite your atrazine. If you need to get it out the field, you field and spray it with atrazine. It'll bloom. You gather it up, get it out the field before the hurricane comes in. Willie explained this to me. Willie was a farmer. Yes, the frogs are gay, Big E. You're distracting me, boo boo. Give me a minute. The frogs are gay. But you snatch this grain out of the field. But this atrazine, they spray it on everything. Anything that is made with soy, wheat, any food. It's going in your horse food. going in your dog food. So if your dog starts humping your leg, maybe your dog's gay. The frogs are gay. It's in anything that's got green. They want everything to be gay. This is one of the reasons they have the LGBTQTFLMNOPC group. There is not. There is man. There is woman. Shannon and I discussed. There is straight. There is gay. And there is I. And we said we might even give it a fourth, a try. But that's it. The other ones don't count.
And so too, like Kellogg's, in his time, this is the Victorian era, so there was a lot of anti-sexuality just in general. But I mean, if you ever get a chance, if any of you guys have never read this, go check out the Gay Manifesto in the congressional records. And that'll and again, these guys are also the guys who funded the feminist movement.
If you've never been and listened to Hitler's speech in English, I beg of you to go listen with an open mind, ears that can hear, eyes that can see. Go listen to what he said. I'm not saying the man did not do monstrous things. I think he was. He was trying to run out the baby eating, Satan worshiping pedophiles from his country. Go listen.
The thing I would also just like to add is it is a form of ritual sacrifice to be a trans, to go and be both male and female, because that's really what it is. You're not getting rid of your chromosome. Like you are biologically what you were born. So therefore you're adding on another gender. You're becoming a hermaphrodite. You are giving your sacrificial worship to Baphomet, which is their main deity who they obsess over. So this is a form of ritual sacrifice. It's not always bloodshed as much as it is the worship of their deity. So when this is a thing, it is a form of worship. So
If you read the hemorrhoid files, you figure out that they wanted to remove the children's teeth so they couldn't bite them. And it wasn't so they wouldn't bite their hand. We'll leave it that there. You can infer want to. And one of the things that they were trying to change the hormonal balance of these children and make them more fluid or in the middle or trans or whatever you want to call them is because they wanted the little boys to have boy body parts but smell and sweat like a girl so that they didn't stink. So musky. They prefer their dinner smell to it. Their dinner. Take that in.
that, and also, again, I think I've mentioned this once in a show before, but Crowley in his works, he mentions that the highest form of gaining power is a young boy. And I'll just, no, I'm not going to continue on with that, but you know what I'm saying. So, and this is something that you've heard about in Greek and Roman mythology and history of to all of this stuff. I mean, there's nothing new under the sun. They've been doing this to children for a long time, but again, people do not talk about the boys. They do not recognize the abuse towards boys. And there's a reason why, that, because to them, if that's the highest form of gaining power, then they don't want anybody catching on that they're after your child. And in the gay manifesto, it literally tells you that we will grape your sons and all kinds of fun stuff. So it's not, the agenda behind it is a very dark thing. And it's sad because there are a lot of really good people who have been duped into this and thinking it's all about love and acceptance, when, but if it's love and acceptance, then how is it that you cannot love and accept yourself as you were created?
Well,
So
this is just like young women of our age. I'm 51. It has taken me to be this age to understand that not all women are supposed to look like a secret model. That
well, yeah, 'cause
company is
they're
owned
men.
by Satan's.
Because they're men. That's Victoria's
Okay,
Secret.
pedophiles,
Victoria.
pedophiles love little girl. Pedophiles love beauty pageants because they love the body of a pubescent or prepubescent child. That's why all the Victoria's Secret models look like 16-year-olds.
Well,
Real women have,
boys.
we've had
And they're boys.
babies, surgeries.
Well, and
We are women.
listen.
If you, once you,
Right. And this is a big thing, Roxy. Thank you for bringing this up, because this is something that, because, girl, I live in Southern California. Everyone
I'm on my way,
looks like a
heifer. I'm
mutant.
on my way.
Like, you go into like the rich places around here, and most of the women look like mutants, like they're trying to look like an alien brat doll, and it's really
I
disturbing.
cannot wait till I get there.
You're gonna have so much fun. But
We got 40 days, folks.
That's right. Woo. But the thing is the beauty of aging is with us women, we're always supposed to be young. We're always supposed to be like perpetually 21 or something, perpetually in this like perfect youth thing, because it's associated with fertility and mating and all that stuff. But the fact that we have completely just discounted the beauty of aging and the wisdom, and how us women, even though we lose elasticity in our skin and all these things, there is a beauty that comes with the wisdom. It is it is full of light that you just, people don't appreciate that
Honey,
when men can get old and they look more distinguished, or somehow it seems to suit them better, but we
well,
are
let me tell
discounting
you something
the
about
beauty
the
of
South. They don't
okay.
love nothing more down here than a cougar. If you find you an older woman, because when she sends you home, you're going home with a country crock bowl of leftovers and a Capri Sun. Find you a cougar. We
Look,
don't
there's something to be
care
said
about stick figure Barbie
for
around here.
there's something to be said about an older woman. It's, she ages like a fine wine. Okay, there there's wisdom and beauty and things that you cannot get in your
Yes,
youth. I did not possess this in my youth. Okay. And it's still working. I'm still climbing up this like wisdom ladder. Okay.
I. There were polls that I could have been, but I was not smart by any means when I had
right?
those abilities. These are
But
not these anymore.
right, don't let these trends, don't let this whole idea that men only want young women to put you in a mindset to make you look like an alien, to spend thousands and thousands of dollars to cut yourself up to look like you're no longer even a person. Like, I get
Much
it.
less
No,
the thousands of dollars of makeup.
right. This is not a judgment. Look, if a woman feels like
Mm-mm.
she needs a tiny little facelift, look, that's you. You do you. But to get yourself to the point to where you're cutting up yourself all the time, having to put in all this fake stuff everywhere, fillers, and I mean, in China right now, there's this huge fad to have that raised head. Which, gee, I wonder where that comes from. Right? Let's all get the whole elongated head look again. Like, you know what I'm saying? But they're
Pass.
literally injecting
I got a
cement
5
in
head.
their
Pass.
head. They're literally injecting cement in their skulls, you guys. Like, when is it enough? When do you tell yourself this might be a little insane?
Mm.
Okay, I don't need to inject
The only
cement
thing
into
I'm
my
injecting
skull.
in me that's not good for me is Krispy Kreme. Just saying. No.
But I mean, just like this whole I gotta cut into myself and augment everything is it's
Mm.
love yourself, love what God
God didn't
created
make
for
mistakes.
the most high, and we got to stop thinking these trends are the way to go, because that trend's going to be gone tomorrow, and then you're stuck with looking like a clown, and then what? You know what I'm saying? I mean, too, like, again, the big butt thing. Girl, if you got a big butt, love it. Girl, if you don't have a big butt, it's
Wait a
okay,
minute
love it
now.
too.
I don't know. You ain't never had to buy blue jeans with this booty.
All I
I
can
buy
say
blue
is,
jeans. You can stick.
right.
You can take jeans to get them to fit around the butt. There's a gap that big at the back. This black girl butt is not
I
something
don't
fun to
think
buy
there's,
jeans for. I'm telling you.
I don't think I don't think there's clothing that fits any of us that's ever made in mass, okay? Because everything that's created
Mm-mm.
for everyone has to be for some kind of tall Amazon person, and the short people, I'm I've given up on hemming. I'll just drag the pants. Okay? They're just gonna end up ripped up
I
at the
just buy
very
yoga
bottom.
pants.
Inevitable,
Yoga
you
pants
know.
fit everything. Yoga pants
We
on.
don't tailor,
I can put a t-shirt on. No, because I'm
right.
short enough
The
that if
whole
I
thing
want
is,
pants, dress pants, I have to buy capris.
right. Just all I can say is, you know, the vanity, the looks, all that stuff, that is just, it is, it's a shell, it's a husk, it is an illusion. And don't stress on it to where you're spending thousands of dollars and having to recover all the time. Look, you were in an accident and
No,
you need some reconstructive surgery, like Ms. Roxy. Like, I'm not knocking any of that. I'm just saying, don't, the
no,
alien look
girl.
is
When
not,
I had all my
not
reconstruction, I ain't even gonna lie. I had some touch-ups. I had all this
well,
jacked
shoot, if
up.
you're in that situation, or like people who get their, stuff cut off because they listen to the hospital, like, I get it. You don't want to not have something like, there's exceptions. I'm talking specifically for the ones who just can't look at themselves getting older. It's
I know. I
okay.
used to work with a
You're,
lady, and
you're
I felt so bad for her. She was pretty before she started, but she was never happy with herself, and she was my boss. She was never happy with herself, and they had money, and she had had so much plastic surgery that her cheekbones looked like razors. Her lips were sitting the oxygen off from her nose. Her eyebrows were up here because all this had been jacked up so far. Her makeup was tattooed on. Her ears had literally been pinned and tacked to her head. Her boobs were so big that device. It was just insanity. Hundreds of thousands of dollars to look. Do you know that if you took a Barbie doll and blew it up in life size, the proportions are not correct?
Yeah. If proportions, guys, it's a thing. Because, you get older, things hurt. You want to add more stuff? I don't know, man. I'm telling you, I'm good.
No. These are not the same knees I was jumping off tailgates with years ago. Mm-mm. All right, girl. I'm out of oxygen. We love you all. Thank you all for coming tonight down the rambling road of the Black Awakening. We all need to smoke more pot journey we went on talking about Satan's hemorrhoid. We have no sponsors. Nobody pulls our strings.
No.
And we really don't give a flying if anybody likes anything got to say or don't say, because we love y'all and we do this for y'all. So if you would love to support us, you can buy us a coffee. This is how you buy us a coffee. Right there. Don't matter if it's 99 cents or anything you'll give us. If you don't want to give us, just keep listening, entertained, and we might even educate you on a half a thing or nine. I mean, you never know. If you've watched our shows very much, I'm running out of oxygen, I'm telling you. Good sense when we're talking. We're just rambling. But we love you too, Miss K. I'm always praying for your family, that some of them will awaken so that you a lot. Yes, Biggie, I saw your comment. I'm not crazy. I know what you meant, honey. Thank you, Cash. As usual, you're always an amazing human being to have in the crowd. Clayton, I really hope you're not still texting and driving. And I know you do verbal text, honey, but pay attention to the road because you only got one mirror. We know one of them. Diana has already left us for the night. That is true. He's got one mirror. The other one is possessed with a demon and it's broken. Who else do we have in the crowd? Giggles, laughs. Well, hello, friend. We've never seen you speak before. Welcome. Please subscribe to our channels. This is what it is 4 days a week with the Roxy and the Shannon. We will be back Thursday nights. East Coast time is 9:30.
Yep.
West Coast time
6:30
is what?
6:30
We have problems
p.m.
with that 3 hours worth of math. Yes, Connie, I didn't mean to forget you, baby. We love you too.
I believe we're going to have our friend Ryan back on Thursday. And if I can get you, Clayton, to also come on, it'll be wild.
That man don't ever stop working.
Right. But if not, we at least have one guest coming. So,
absolutely. And we are 40 days away from and Shannon both physically being in the same place. I'm taking my little old redneck trailer trash self over to Southern California to show these Barbie dolls that ain't the way you're supposed to look. Because we're going to go over there just as red yet. And you got to have our tattoo artists lined up because we're getting new tattoos while I'm there. We're getting Care Bear tattoos.
I got our dude.
We need a tattoo artist to come to the cabin. That's what we need. Because I know about 1 or 12 that I need. Just saying.
Oh, my dude's in town.
And Ryan, I don't know if you in on this, but
Right.
we're gonna need that.
We love you, and we gotta work.
We love you, Ryan.
Yeah, we gotta work together, Ryan, to get some new intro stuff going. Music.
We got to get a new intro together. Is both of ours.
Yeah.
Maybe we should just have Care Bears running through a field.
Speaking of music, if any of you guys would actually go and check out on any of the music platforms, In This House by Soul 7, I would super appreciate it. Shameless plug.
And share our show out. If you know a
Yes.
woman or a man that would like it, just share it. Just tell them, if tell them, listen, I know these two women, they don't seem to be quite right, but they're good for a laugh because they talk about Satan's hemorrhoids and things like that. We're a good time.
Hemorrhoid from hell.
We suggest that everybody hold up before we ever get started, and you can continue puff fast throughout the whole show. It makes the show better. But we got to get off this air because I need to go roll up as we speak right now because I'm getting a little homicidal feeling from all of this. Love you guys. Have a good. We'll see you again Thursday.